What are the worst fats that you absolutely do not want to consume? Those are sunflower oil, safflower oil, canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, peanut oil, cottonseed oil, and probably the worst of all, grapeseed oil. The main reason those industrial seed oils are so detrimental to our health is because they're very high in a very powerful inflammatory oil or fat called omega-6 fat. Omega-6 fats are being consumed at really high dosages by anybody eating a standard American diet, and those fats increase the level of inflammation in our bodies to such a high extent that it might even be worse for our health than consuming white powdered sugar. Everybody is wizened up as to just how detrimental sugar is, but what people haven't realized is that omega-6 fats could be just as bad, if not worse, for our health, and those omega-6 fats are found everywhere. The industrial seed oils that I listed earlier are found in most packaged foods, even those that are marketed as healthy for us. Not only is omega-6 fat high in those industrial seed oils that I just mentioned, but they're also naturally found in nuts and seeds. And so while consuming raw nuts and seeds is definitely healthier than consuming foods that come out of a package that have industrial seed oils in them, but if you overdo it with the nuts and seeds on a regular basis, if you look at raw nuts and seeds as a health food that you want to be consuming by the handfuls every day, you are actually increasing inflammation levels in your body because nuts and seeds naturally have really high amounts of omega-6 fats. And so if we're only looking at the omega-6 content of nuts and seeds, that fact alone pushes me to caution you against consuming those foods. You want to minimize them as much as possible in your diet and don't think of them as something that you would want to be loading up on every single day for health. Even things like walnuts. Walnuts are marketed as a nut that is rich in omega-3 fat, which is an anti-inflammatory kind of fat that people love to get a lot of. But what they leave out is that walnut is way higher in omega-6 fats, and that those omega-6 fats cancel out any benefit you could ever get from the omega-3s in the walnuts. And so you really end up with a net negative effect on your health. To give you an idea just how inflammatory those industrial seed oils are, I'm going to list the percent of omega-6 found in those oils. So for example, grapeseed oil is 70% omega-6 fat. Corn oil is 60% omega-6. Canola oil is 28% omega-6. So if you're going to remove all of these oils from your diet, what kinds of fats should you instead be consuming? You want to primarily focus on whole foods good fats such as beef fat. Yes, I said beef as in red meat. If you want to learn more about why red meat is actually a superfood and why we shouldn't really be demonizing the one food that we ate for 99.99% of our existence as a species here on Earth, then make sure you watch that video that I filmed on the subject right here. Beef fat is probably the healthiest kind of fat that you can put in your body. We've consumed that for over 2.5 million years. It is the kind of fat that our genetics have been exposed to for the longest period of time. It is the oldest food source that humans have evolved eating. Another kind of fat that is also healthy would be dietary cholesterol that is found in egg yolks, organ meats, and shrimp. To learn more about dietary cholesterol and why you should not fear dietary cholesterol, also make sure you watch that video that I filmed on the topic. You can also consume things like avocados. And with regards to processed or refined foods, you can consume things like coconut oil, olive oil, beef tallow, and lard, which is pork fat. I forgot to mention probably the most well-known of the good fats, which is omega-3 fats. You want to focus on consuming foods that are rich in omega-3s, such as fatty fish. So salmon should be a regular meal option. And if you can't get enough of omega-3s in your diet, which most people can't, then make sure you have fixed a deficiency in omega-3s, and then you want to supplement to maintain that new fixed omega-3 level. To learn more about omega-3s, make sure you watch the video that I filmed on the topic. I'm gonna link it up here and in the description box below. And finally, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, also hit that notification bell so that YouTube alerts you the very next time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.